If any of you think you can't do this, I'm here to tell you you can. It is not an easy journey. It is very, very hard and very, very painful. I'm in a place right now where I am thoroughly heartbroken, and I have no one but myself to blame. Not that there is any blame, but the long and short of it is, if you pour into the outside world more than you pour into yourself, the universe and God will make you very apparent of that disparity. And God basically says, have a word with yourself. That's not the way that this future is meant to unfold. And it doesn't matter how much you kick and scream in the silence and privacy of your own home. God can still see you, and God knows best. Faith in all that is takes huge strength. And to get huge strength, you have to go through a lot. And what you go through fucking hurts. Right? There's not sugarcoating this, right? It fucking hurts. But that only hurts because that is something you're learning not to do. You put your hand in the fire, it hurts, you don't put your hand in the fire again, right? Now, that's not to say that you can't put your hand up towards the fire and really enjoy the warmth. There's the magical, beautiful balance, the Zen point in the middle. But you so have to have the balance right, and what you can control is what happens within. What you can control is how you think, how you feel, and what decisions you make based on that. Apparently this needs to be recorded and shared. I don't know if it's going to fit in a short, but you can do this. If I can do this, you can do this. And it doesn't matter how much pain you're in, you're still breathing. I'm not denying my emotions, and my feelings are real, and they are important to me, and I wish to continue feeling things because I am not a robot, and I'm on this planet to feel as a human feels. But aside from the feelings and the physicality, I have so much to be grateful for. I have a human body. It has so many parts to it that are just beyond human understanding. The fact that we can see, we can touch and feel and hear and speak, and I realise not everyone has all of their abilities. Just take the parts that are relevant to you, okay? People who are blind or cannot walk or cannot speak have just as full lives, in fact maybe even more full because of the understandings that they have been given. But I'm just talking from my own point of view, which is all that we can ever do. We can only really ever speak from our own perspective. And that is that I am grateful I am alive. I have clothes on my back, I have a roof over my head, I have money to buy food, and so life's pretty fucking good. And that was actually, in the depths of my heartbreak, that was what pulled me out. I tried so many different things. All these meditations or affirmations, all these, yes, they work. Yes, they truly do. They truly, truly do. But when you get really, really deep down into it, what worked for me, which I don't know, might be different for other people, but was finding gratitude in the smallest thing possible. And maybe that's why I was sent that young man the other day, to remember that I was advising myself in this time not being linear. Several days ago, I was advising my future self now that I'm still alive. No matter how tough it is, I'm still alive, and all I have to do is keep breathing. And I take the next breath, and I take the next step, and I take another one, and I take another one, and that is how you get through this. That is how you get through the tough times. If you have gone through many dark nights of the soul, many, talk about it like it's nothing. It's not nothing. It's like what I'm talking about now. It's so much easier to talk to someone about it once you've gone through it and come out the other side. And I felt and was guided that, sometimes you need to hear it from someone who's actually in the middle of the dark night of their soul. Suicide is not the way. It's not the way. No matter how much you want to, it's not the way. You are not given this beautiful life. You are not given this opportunity to be here on this planet right now just to piss it away. That's not the way forward. And I could give you 100 reasons why that's not the way forward. So, when you take that option away, because it really isn't an option, you're here listening to this, you're reaching out, so well done. Keep surfing the net and finding things that help you. And then if you find that's not helping, turn off the phone and go into nature and look at plants and trees. Hug a fucking tree if you want to. I've done it. It's not nothing to be ashamed of, right? Pets, that helps a lot of people. They are beautiful. They will help you through. Some of those animals are here to help you through the tough times. I'm not gonna cry. So, yeah, so I was just saying being around the phone is not always conducive, because as a very useful tool of the universe, it is reflecting, it is mirroring you, and sometimes you can find help, but sometimes if you're right deep down in it, it will reflect where you are, which is dark. So, you're going to perhaps find some more dark things. And even the most beautiful, light-filled, God-sent message can still feel like shit when you're listening to it. Do this, do that. Yeah, right. You're not feeling what I'm feeling right now, so you can just go fuck off. Alright, we've all been there. We've all done it. And if you haven't, then hopefully you found this message, because I'm not saying just go smile and the world smiles back. Yes, that is true, right? It is true. It does work. And look at me. I'm thinking about smiling and I'm smiling and it's fucking working. Which is really, really, really crazily stupid. You have to be the one who has your own back. Absolutely no one else on this planet, no one else on this planet will have your back as much as you will and God will. I know that that's strong, I know that that's harsh, but that's really, really the basis of living a good life, living an amazing life, living an astounding life. If there is any weakness within your wall, or not wall, that's not a good analogy. You gotta be strong. You gotta be strong for yourself, with yourself, even against yourself if you have to. Excuse me a sec. I'm all for authenticity and being real, but you didn't need to see me blowing my nose. So, where am I at? Get your shit together, Claire. You can do this, you can do this, I can do this, I can do this. Right? There are, I've said affirmations, they work, right? Nothing's coming to mind right now. But when you're not living in transit like I am right now, you can have all the tools around you that you want. Whether it's journals, whether it's vlogging, whether it's post-it notes scattered around the place, whether it's photographs, whether it's music, whether it's even just a friend, right? A shoulder to cry on. It's not wrong to ask for someone else's help. When I'm talking about you have to have your own back, that's not saying that you are an island. We are not meant to live our lives alone. I spoke to someone recently who, because of the heartbreak they'd been through, was absolutely sworn off of ever looking for a partner again, another human being. And I think living your life on your own for yourself and being happy about it is amazing and absolutely what we need to do, and that's what I'm gonna have to do. But don't put walls up. Don't cut people off. Right? God can't provide you with something if you're constantly saying no to it. And so I guess I'm trying to say that there needs to be a balance. Always, everything. We're looking for the 0 point, the pivot point on the seesaw that isn't just a 0 and a 1, isn't just a left and a right, isn't just right. You know all the dualities. I don't have to list them all off, but it's a 360 degrees round every single action, thought, feeling, and then it's because we're not just 2D, right? So it's basically an entire globe, a whole sphere, multi-directional pivot point. You have to be the absolute center of this. People have been using the analogy recently of eye of the storm. Well, that storm, that's not just, someone stood next to you and giving you a punch. This is the weather. This is wind and air that goes and circulates all around you from all directions. And so to be the eye of the storm, you really have to find your center point. You have to find your anchor point of who you are within yourself, and to know that so deeply that you aren't shaken off of your path. Now, you can be shaken here and there, you can have the wind blow and ruffle your hair, and you can have moments of uncertainty, but you really, as quickly as possible and as strongly as possible, have to bring yourself back to yourself and enjoy it, and love yourself, love that center point, that anchor point. That's what you need to be connected to at all times. It doesn't matter if you're meditating and going off in your light body, or going up into other realms or dimensions, or whatever you want to call that stuff. Is just, right, yeah, go take a trip and have fun. I'm not talking about drugs, just not. Do you know what? Just saying one word completely fuck with your entire timeline, with your entire life. It's crazy. Just one single word. So, that means you need to look after yourself, take care of yourself, be as happy and joyful as often as possible, and see it as, right, while you're learning, while you're going along the path to get to that permanent state that I got to. Basically, you have to fill up your life with as much joy as possible, as many minutes, as many moments as you can. I was recently told that actually, if you're feeling a feeling, to have that engaged deeply within your system, it has to be for a minimum of 3 minutes. Now, that doesn't seem like very long, not really. But if you're sat in the moment, that can seem like a lifetime if you're having to work hard to feel that and do that, but it's doable. You can do it. And then there was something about 11 minutes is how you actually transform that into I'm not quoting the person because I don't remember exactly what was said, but it's basically reprogramming yourself, I believe, on a more permanent basis. It's basically putting things that I've done that I don't have words for. I'm now through this. Right, I told you in another video that I've got to that point of joy that I can't go back below. I can't go beyond, but I'm going through the lessons and the class and the coursework, even though I've already graduated, because I don't want the shortcuts. And I guess this is what's going on for me right now, is I'm finding the words. I'm learning through all of God's matrix creation the way to verbalize what it is that I've already done. And yeah, I gotta tie this shit up because this is going on way too long. I guess if people want to know more about any of this stuff, I guess let me know. Send me a message. Although that hasn't worked out so far. I don't know if you've looked at my videos. I got. Okay, so I'm doing this for myself. So I will probably rewatch this and I will give myself the answer that I need as to what I video next and whether this is complete or not. So really, really love yourselves, because I love you and I do love me. I do love me more and more every day, and so I will keep loving me on behalf of myself and everyone else out there. And for the purpose of 3D reality, I love you all very, very much, and Reach out if you need someone. Be strong and do everything you possibly can to show up for yourself, to know when to say no, and to be strong enough to say it and do it, follow through. And the same with yes, to know when to say yes, to do it, and to follow through. You've got to have your own back. You are all the team you need. Whether you want that or not, that is all you need. And then everything else is a bonus. Everything else is sorry. Everything else is the shiny good stuff, okay? Alright, so I'm gonna love you and leave you.